This is Ian Lamont. I've been a publisher selling books on Amazon for more than 10 years, and today I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison of KDP Select versus KDP Standard or KDP Traditional. If this helps, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe. Let's get started. So I've been publishing on KDP for more than 10 years. This is my bookshelf. I have lots of books on here, probably about 24 active ebooks right now. Some of them, they sell regularly. Some of them don't sell that many at all, but I think that's pretty typical for a publisher of my size and how long I've been doing it. I did try KDP Select. I would not recommend it for anybody except in a few edge cases. And one thing I want to illustrate to you right now is basically, this is my monthly royalty for a few months ago. You can see my ebook royalties were about $95, and that's typical on a month-by-month basis. So this represents probably about 30 downloads of my books, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. I haven't taken a look at the exact number. You can see my paperback royalties are much more, and actually this is where I make most of my money on KDP. Now, I want to show you something else. This is a chart that I created today. I should have done this a long time ago, but basically I knew that the KDP Select payouts were really bad. So basically somebody has calculated, and this is actually a couple sources have calculated the payout per page. It's basically half of a cent per page read in KDP Select. So this is for readers who are subscribing to Kindle Unlimited. Let's say they get your book and they read, 20% of a 100-page novel. So they're reading 20 pages of that particular book, and you're getting a payout of less than a half cent per page. So 20 times a half cent is not that much. So you're getting paid, like, let's say 8 or 9 cents for the person basically browsing part of that book. Now, of course, if the whole book is read, you'll get more. But a lot of people, they'll just start a book and then they'll stop. This is pretty typical for any book. So what I did is I created 3 tiers of readership or sales for each type. So basically, if it's a low readership book, either in KDP Select or traditional KDP, let's say it's 50 books are read or downloaded. If it's medium, 500. If it's high, it's 5,000. So 5,000, that would be a reasonably popular author are getting 5,000 reads. And then I also did something where I calculated the percent read. So usually for an unknown author, they're not going to be read as much as a popular author. So for an unknown author in Kindle Unlimited, the average reader might read 20% of the book, medium might be 30%, high might be 40%. Okay? And then conversely, with the traditional KDP or standard KDP, let's say the number of reads is the same for low, medium, and high, and then the price is different because usually starting authors, they can't charge as much. So their books will be priced less, medium authors will be priced slightly more, and then high sales authors, getting 5,000 sales per month, which is quite good, it's $6.99. All right, this is just average. And then the effective royalty rate. Now, in KDP, the effective royalty rate, if you're priced below $10, is actually 70%. But that doesn't include things like images that are being downloaded or long books. And usually the effective royalty rate is chipped away by all these extra costs. In my case, it works out to about 55%, not 70%. But let's say that it's 60% here. And I could change these and make slight changes. So I basically compared KDP Select to KDP Standard, and I got 2 vastly different results for that. So if you're a low readership author in KDP Select, so 50 books are being opened or downloaded, but only 20% is read, you can expect to receive maybe $8.70 per month. It changes a little bit depending on what the payout is. Sometimes it was a little bit less than that. The average was actually $8.47 per month. That's not much. That's basically like a Starbucks coffee per month based on a lot of hard work. Now, if you're medium readership, it'll be better. So this is 500 books being opened in KDP Unlimited or Kindle Unlimited. So it works out to about $130 per month. So that's a lot. That's a lot better. And actually, over the course of the year, that's $1,500. And I know that some authors are looking at that and saying, "Hey, that's pretty good. I'll take it." High readership. So these are people that are getting 5,000 books opened in Kindle Unlimited. They're getting a lot more than that. Like, this is almost a living wage, but not quite, because the total is about $20,000 per year. But you can see for some superstars that these are people not selling 5,000, but they're selling 10,000 or 20,000 via Kindle Unlimited. They can make a living wage off of that. But if you compare that to people who are using KDP Traditional, it's a lot different. I mean, you're talking about for low sales, you're looking at about $1,000 per year, and that's me. I just showed you what my royalties are. So this is I'm getting about $95 per month. That works out to about $1,000, maybe a little bit more than that every year. Okay, and I'm not using KDP Select. If I was in KDP Select, I would be getting a lot less. I'd be getting about 1/10 of that. You can't really see it on the chart, but it's not much. It's basically, do I want $100 in KDP Select or do I want $1,000 in KDP Standard or KDP Traditional? And the answer should be obvious. Meanwhile, the authors who are actually getting, or I should say the publishers who are getting high sales, 5,000 books per month, and for some really strong authors, that's not unreasonable. They're getting some serious income from ebook sales in KDP. All right. So KDP Select versus KDP Standard, in my mind, it's no contest for most authors and publishers. Choose KDP Standard. You'll get a lot more money. This chart shows it right here. Do you want $250,000 or do you want $20,000? Okay, that's the equation that I'm taking. Now, I said there are some exceptions. There are some edge cases. One edge case is people in certain genres. For instance, romance. Romance authors who are in KDP Select, the readers in Kindle Unlimited, they're voracious. They'll just chew through the books, and romance authors can get a lot of money. For them, it might make more sense for them to be in KDP Select, because actually romance readers, a lot of them, they will only subscribe to Kindle Unlimited. They don't want to download, do individual downloads for books because it's just too expensive. So for romance, it's a different story. But I also want to say, for other types of books, KDP Select is even worse. For what I do, my books are utility nonfiction, Social Security in 30 minutes. Okay? Books like this, Google Drive and Docs in 30 minutes. People are using them as references. They're not reading it front to back in most cases. They're like looking at specific things, they'll put it away, and then maybe they'll come back if they need to learn something else. So they're just nibbling at it, and I think if I was in KDP Select, actually the percentage of the books read would probably be really low. If you're like a children's author, you're getting barely any pages read. And for children's authors or children's publishers, those are very expensive to produce. So that's an even bigger reason not to get involved in KDP Select for ebooks. There's a couple other considerations for KDP Select. One of them is you're exclusive. So when you join KDP Select, you are not publishing your ebook on Apple. You are not publishing your ebook on Kobo. You're not using any of these other marketplaces. And if Kindle, if Amazon discovers that you are, they'll just bring your books out of KDP Select. Okay? Out of KDP program, period. So you have to be really, really careful. And you have to ask yourself, do I only want customers who are in Amazon? Maybe you do want customers who are in other marketplaces. Okay? So KDP Select limits that. The other thing that happens with KDP Select are all kinds of scams. I've seen them over many, many years. People are just trying to hack the system. The latest thing is AI books. So people are just uploading these junk books to KDP Select and trying to scale up the pages read so they can net $8 here and $8 there. And if they have 100 books, it starts to generate some income. But it just makes it hell for everybody else, and also makes it really unpleasant for readers. So my answer, KDP Select versus standard KDP, it's obvious. It should be traditional, standard KDP. You price your book per download, make it reasonable, make it something that your readers can afford and appreciate, and you can make some real money out of that, much more than KDP Select. This is Ian Lamont. I've been a publisher for a long time. If this video helped, please take a moment to like it, follow me. I'll have some links in the description as well. And then if you go to my blog at leanmedia.org, click on blog, search for KDP. I have lots more articles about and advice about using Amazon programs. Hope this helped. See you next time.